communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yaibaram.
All right.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money?
Back from the lunch break. Council, if you're ready to continue, please proceed.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Chair, commissioners, and members of the audience. The witness is being brought in.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome back to the TRRC.
Thank you.
May I remind you that you are under oath? Mr. Witness, you have a right not to incriminate yourself. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
But you do not have a right to lie to the commission. Do you understand? Perfect. Before the lunch break, we were talking about the events of the 11th and 12th of May 2016. As far as you are concerned, Ibrahim Keita, Musa Fofana, and Alassane Diallo were well treated at Holgam, at Bulldozer.
That's true.
They have no cause to complain.
I don't think so, they have.
Even though in Holgam rights were violated, you have agreed that there were rights violations at Holgam.
That's true.
But as far as these people are concerned, their rights were not violated.
They were over-detained, which is a right violation.
My counsel.
And you know that, you knew that they were over-detained.
And
that was true.
And you knew that you were in fact violating their rights on a daily basis.
And
at that time, no.
Mr. Witness, let's stop the pretense. You knew fully well that their rights were being violated.
I know after the detention, I know now that overstaying is a right violation. But at that time I said I don't know.
Mr. Witness, you were a gendarmerie officer before.
That's true.
What was the training for gendarmerie?
were trained both on military and police duties.
Ike karandi military soldier ya Kenya and police do go fana.
In fact, your principal training is that of an armed police officer. Unlike the other police officers who bear no arms, you are trained to be a police officer who would bear arms.
Nungala karakara nyingo ne kabe karandi me jama be ko wala nyindi karandi police ya kan fana na meran ko ebu joram ko tare ebu.
You were trained principally as a police officer who would bear arms. Correct?
I was trained as a military officer.
You were trained as a gendarmerie officer. In fact, you were trained as a police officer who would bear arms.
Correct?
Well, I know that I am trained as a gendarme officer. As a police officer to bear arms.
Comme calendrier comme tamu soja role soja doko yang calendrier wala bar comme police o mi alan ko jorong betarambul.
In fact, that is what gendarmerie officers are.
Well, gendarme role family.
Well, gendarmerie has different branches.
Yalon gendarmerie itolier fana jamal la soto.
Be careful what you tell the commission. If you lie, you try to mislead the commission, it would have consequences.
I am aware of
it is important that you be
there is what is called territorial gendarmerie. And you have mobile gendarmerie.
And
what work do they do?
Territorial gendarmerie is the one responsible for these station works.
Territorial gendarmerie wala marta commune station doko wala ting.
And mobile?
And the mobile gendarmerie is the one responsible for these guard duties and other military functions.
Commune nyindol wala marta commune ka home guard duty wala ka garde loke anin doko kotangal wala marta.
So those were all police duties.
Police doko.
Okay. Yes.
And as a gendarmerie officer, you were trained about police duties. Arrest, detention, and rights of people, how to protest people who are arrested. That's what you were trained as gendarmerie.
That is part of the training, of course.
And you, in fact, also you worked as military police.
That's true.
So if you now turn around and say that you did not know that the duration of the detention was unlawful detention, you are just feigning ignorance. But you knew fully well that these were rights violations as at that time they were happening.
Of course, they were right violations.
And you knew it at the time. That these were rights violations.
Correct,
You knew you were violating the rights of these people, and you continued to do it with impunity. You told the commission that because Yahya Jammeh detained you unlawfully, he is responsible for the death of your child. In 2016, you still had that anger inside you.
Correct.
And you had that realization that this was unfair.
And we in Kalamu fan fe ko nyimu kule me alon ko mella de kam kule me alon ko amantiling amanya nakake.
Correct.
You turned around and did it to other innocent Gambians.
Sila ite fana muruta buluba bulu kiri wala kota ke tata yake do kota ngol Gambian dimo do la me alon ko ma fenke.
They have done something. The interpreter said they have not done anything.
Well, they were acquitted by the courts, if you must know. So, or whatever they may have done, whether it was right or it was wrong, you knew fully well how painful it was to have your rights violated in this manner.
Counsel, at this point in time, if you may allow me to explain the circumstances leading to that. I will agree with you that their rights were violated for detaining them more than the constitutional period. But at that time, the investigation was going on. And the investigation was not ready. The investigators believed that at that time, if there was any bail or whatever, it could have compromised the investigation. And also, looking at the information at hand, considering the national security at that time, where I had a very little option other than to take that course.
First things first. Did you take all these considerations at that time?
The consideration for
of all these factors, did you consider all these factors at the time?
That was correct.
So you made a conscious decision to violate the law.
It's not a question of taking a conscious decision to violate the law. Like I said, when you are faced with two evils, you take the lesser one. Here is the
convenient one.
Okay. Here is the national security, and which, if not prevented, could cost many lives. And by neglecting that also, if it happened to be discovered that this is what has caused this issue, the blame could have been more heavier. And hence the investigation is concerned. It left us with little option at that particular point in time. Okay. I want
just a moment. It was important that you guys got results, correct?
It was.
It was important that you guys know exactly what was the agreement between the suspects.
Yes.
It was important that you guys obtained a confession from them.
Yes.
And it was only 3 of them who were present during their conversations.
At the time of giving out information, I was only informed that there were a group of people. And only these three were...
Listen to the question.
Okay.
It was only these three suspects who were involved in their conversation, which was the basis of your investigation.
That's where I will not understand your question, because if you say only three people were involved in it, it appears that there were only three. That's my understanding. There were only three discussing.
Exactly.
Okay, the information that I received, I wasn't there in their conversation. But the information was there were a group of people who were discussing. And during the investigation, only these three were identified. That is what is present. It could be there are some who are remaining behind.
The success of your investigations depended entirely on what these three people will tell you.
That's true.
And hence the confession of these three people was imperative in you getting results.
That's true.
And these people, did they give confessions?
According to their statements, yes, they confessed.
And they said they were tortured to give those confessions.
Well, I'm not aware of that.
Well, Mr. Witness, you may pretend not to be aware. But you seem to have been on top of these investigations. You were going in and out, checking what was going on. In fact, at one point you went in and you found Keita crying.
That's true.
Did you ask him whether he was beaten or threatened?
I did not ask him if he was beaten, but when I asked him what he was crying for, he was informing me that because of the levy of the allegation that was on him.
But
bulldozer.
But a bulldozer.
Nobody will indicate to me that you are beating somebody, because I found those things.
The evidence we have is that you in fact participate in it. Not that you physically raised your hand and beat anybody, but you threatened. Have you ever threatened?
Counsel, I've never threatened anybody.
Have you ever beaten anybody?
I'm not that type of person. I've never beaten anybody.
Mr. Witness, you see, the beaters and torturers in this country look just like you. They wear the same hat. And they wear the same uniform. And they all sit there and say, no, I have never tortured anybody. So you see reason why we should not believe you?
You see, human beings are different. You know, the whole country is seeing me. And perhaps people know me.
Mr. Witness, let's put aside those self-serving issues. The next thing you tell me is I have held the Quran and I have taken an oath. But all those who lied here, and you know there are many, don't you? You know there are many, those who sat that same chair and lied. So many people sat. Just answer the question. You know there are many.
Yes, there are many.
Okay, and they all held the Quran and lied.
I wouldn't confirm whether they have lied or not, but they held the Quran. I don't want to
say. But you know that a lot of people have sat there and lied.
Well, the people that I knew, perhaps I am aware of their story. I know that part of the statements were not accurately stated. But I don't want to
like who?
Counsel, I don't want to say something against somebody.
Okay, you write it down. Give him a pen. Write it down.
I hope my right to protection is guaranteed.
Yes. You're talking about your physical protection. Your personal safety and security. Of course.
No guarantee.
Mola Kambi is having a first bite at the cherry, so he's laughing. We are all wallowing in ignorance, not knowing what's going on. Huh? That's the biggest one. Huh? Give us more names.
I don't know much about others.
You don't know much about others?
Yes.
So for the others you had testify here, they've generally spoken the truth. As far as you know.
I wouldn't say they are lying or they are truthful. They narrate their version of story.
As far as you know, as far as the facts you have in your head are concerned, yes, those you've had here testify have generally spoken the truth. This is the one you highlight as lying.
So this is a difficult question for me.
No, listen to the question. It is a difficult question because you didn't listen. On the basis of the information you have in your head, the witnesses you've had here testify before this commission have generally been truthful, save mainly for this one.
Most of them have lied. In fact, let me have the paper.
Yes. And mind you, they were under oath. And a lot of them wore the same uniform. Please don't zoom into the paper. Please don't zoom into the paper.
My counsel.
You're a very smart cookie. You saw the trap. you knew that what is going to come next is that those have testified here against you and you have not listed them. So he called for the list again to put in their names. The fact of the matter is, Mr. Witness, these people were beaten at Holgam. That is why they gave their confession.
Counsel, I cannot say they were beaten. They were never beaten in my presence.
Beating, tortures used to happen at Holgam. Speak the truth and be careful.
There has never been any beating in Holgam. As far as the definition of torture is broad, I may not be able to rule out completely.
So if you don't rule it out, you rule it in.
I do not rule it in. I do not rule it out. I just cannot confirm whether it is happening there or not. Because by knowing the definition, even by the definition of torture, if I am right, even psychologically, you torture somebody. Psychologically, if somebody is disturbed, it's a torture. So,
Mr. Witness, you are a smart person. And you pay attention to a lot of detail. You agree? You calculating how to answer, yes or no. What are the implications of a yes answer or the no answer?
Yes. I used to pay attention to details.
Okay. On this particular occasion, these witnesses confessed to the allegations against them because they were beaten, they were threatened, they were intimidated. You deny that? At Holgam, did you used to carry weapons?
Yes.
And what weapons would you carry?
AK-47.
AK-47. Would you also carry pistols? If you lie, we can verify all this. So don't worry, don't try to calibrate your answer, just speak the truth.
Because there are no adequate pistols for everybody, so of course we don't carry pistols. By the
officers?
Odlis.
For you, as a captain at the time and head of bulldozer, what weapon were you carrying?
Holgam is you only carry a weapon if you are on duty and when you are on standby. But you don't carry a weapon.
Holgam, eka kido mutawato la miyalan ko kominibe dokuala wala ye parende nyanta tala kukela. Wato da male kamuta.
This particular occasion,
we
were on standby. Everybody was having AK-47.
Mobe AK-47 kilo
no pistol.
Mr. Witness, we would check the records of the weapons that were available at Holgam. And if the commission finds that there were pistols at Holgam, you may be in trouble.
Ni commission ina na nyinje ko o wato la pistulo mimu nyin kidin ngol de o wato la benum holgamle ibe duna kole akon.
Speak the truth.
I am not saying there are no pistols. You don't listen to me properly. I am saying there are pistols. Those pistols are assigned to the oddlists. There are pistols.
But what
pistols are in the inventory.
But what kidin ngol ikadi molle mi yaran ko ka molle kanta.
Oddlists on the oddlists for the senior officers. I remember I told you there were officers from other services too.
So who are these oddlists?
My own oddly used to be Bojang.
Bojang.
But later it was
Bojang.
Bojang
I cannot remember his first name. He was a PIU officer, but later he changed, and the one that came.
Mr. Witness, you can't even remember your own orderly?
Well, I can because I have stayed longer with Bojang. This other one.
Bojang, what is his first name? Bojang is as common as Sise.
Yes, Bojang.
As common as Njai.
That's what I can remember, honestly.
So,
in the service we are used to these surnames to the extent that you will not even.
At Holgam, you had 3 Bojangs at one time, or even more.
Well, if generally.
In fact, there was Alpha Bojang, there was Amadou Bojang, there was Bojang Odli, there was another Bojang. Member.
Yes.
So you can't just be calling people Bojang. You call them by their names.
At the time, if you want to find out and said which Bojang was Commander's Odli, it's very easy. It's PIU.
Mr. Witness, I put it to you that officers of the Gambia National Army, as part of their issue, their paraphernalia issue, is a pistol, not an AK-47.
Gambia National Army be intani ko Gambia National Army ni sojara kebal la ko kono ila kantar nya ko be laare nyameng amuka ke nyin kidi baldi memu AK-47 la ke nyin pistololti.
That was then, but not now.
Mr. Witness, we are not talking about today. We are talking about 2016.
The 2016
standard issue, you would have a pistol.
No.
I
was not issued a pistol. There were pistols in the armory.
Pistol,
at Holgam.
Exactly. So there was an armory at Holgam.
Yes, because people
and there were pistols. And Mr. Witness, let's get it right.
There were pistols.
Officers don't walk around carrying AK-47s. Officers are gentlemen. They walk around carrying pistols instead.
But if you are not on duty, you are not doing anything, there is no need for you to carry even a
So when you were on duty, were you carrying a pistol?
Normally I am not on duty. I am on, if there is standby, I involve in the standby.
What do you understand duties to mean?
Duties means, like, for instance, if you are, duty officer, or you are on a shift, you mount from this store to the other store. That's what we call in the military. That's what we call somebody is on duty. But of course, even where I am right now in uniform, I am on duty, and I don't have a pistol, and I'm not obliged to have a pistol.
Mr. Witness, you cannot come here with a pistol.
Even Farafenye, as the commander there in Farafenye, as the commanding officer, I don't have a pistol.
That may very well be the case. But at Holgam, Farafenye is a barracks. You just stay there. At Holgam, you used to carry a pistol.
Council, I don't.
Okay, who has the armory records?
If I don't forget, it's there used to be a PIU officer. This armory,
where are the armory records? Well, you have kept these records.
I kept this record for the fact that when Bulldozer was disbanded, there was no formality in disbanding.
Yes, so where are the Armory records?
Could be with the Armory. I don't have it.
Why didn't you take them, like you have taken these ones?
Like the way I said, it was the Bulldozer was disbanded in a very disorganized manner. There was no Bulldozer.
Yes, but you had the good sense, if you call it that, to take these ones.
Because these ones were filled up and they were packed in my office.
And the Armory ones?
The Armory one was never with me.
But wouldn't that be the most important record?
But the Armory one, like I'm telling you, if you listen to me, I will tell you how this Armory one, everybody comes with your personal rifle from your service. If you are not
for you, what personal weapon did you have?
No, I have AK-47.
So you went with your AK-47?
We signed it from Yundum.
Okay, so how about the pistols? How would you account for the pistols that were at Holgam?
That's what I'm saying. Those pistols are for the orderlies. Those pistols are kept in the Armory. If the orderlies...
Okay, go ahead.
If the orderlies are on duty, they come in the morning, sign out the pistol and put it on. I know perhaps you may want to find out, like for instance, if I am going somewhere or whatever, whether I do carry out, I sometimes carry pistol. Would you? Yes, I would.
Exactly.
I would carry pistol if I'm going on a mission, that when I'm not on standby and I'm going on a mission, then for instance I'm going to Banjul or I'm going to a checkpoint or whatever.
But that is precisely what I was talking about all the time. Would you carry a pistol during that period?
During that period, I will not carry a pistol because it was standby. I will not sign pistol when I know that there are people who are coming to attack the country. And I sign pistol, I will not. I sign out AK-47 to be on standby. I think that was the most appropriate one. Nobody will allow you to be with pistol on standby. Nobody. At that time, everybody was with AK-47. Even the orderlies will return the pistol and the sign out AK-47.
If you are on standby, yes, would there be a document putting you on standby?
Sometimes they send signal message and send to the units.
Have you said whether that actually happened?
Yes, it do happen that they send signal message.
There was a signal message on this occasion. Is that what you say?
No, there was no signal message.
What is quite astonishing is, from all the investigations that have been carried out, it looks like yours was the only outfit that was on standby.
You know, like I told you, Bulldozer was under the Republican National Guard.
Bulldozer, Republican National Guard.
The commander Republican National Guard was responsible for State House. He was responsible for Fajara Barracks. He was also responsible for the PIU. And also Bulldozer. So we will call the commanders and inform them that the president is on tour and you have to be on standby.
Mr. Witness, you know what is quite extraordinary? Okay. During this occasion, you had AK-47. Correct?
Ah.
And of course, these suspects would have seen you with an AK-47.
I would not necessarily be carrying it, from point to point, because if I'm in Bulldozer, within Bulldozer, I pack it in my office.
What is extraordinary, Mr. Witness, is that these suspects have seen you at Bulldozer.
I've seen me.
And they said you had a pistol. So if, as you described it, you people were on standby, all of you had AK-47s, if they want to lie to incriminate you, they would say that you had AK-47s. Why would they say you had a pistol?
If you cook a story, you want to impress the public, just to tarnish somebody's image. If you talk, you have factual error. Bulldozer is many.
Bulldozer,
some may like me and some may not like me as a commander. I am testifying and people are seeing me. You can confirm this from many of the bulldozers.
Mr. Witness, let's put those things aside. Yes. These victims were at bulldozers and they saw you. You claim, you accept they saw you.
Yes, I
mean, if you had an AK-47, which you claim, they would have seen you. If you had a pistol, they would have seen you. Why would they lie against you that you had a pistol when you had an AK-47? It wouldn't matter. You had a gun, you had a gun. This is the difficulty. Why would they lie to say that you had a pistol when you had an AK-47?
It's just to implicate me.
But wouldn't it, let me ask you, wouldn't it have been easier for them to say, yes, he had an AK-47 and he threatened me with the AK-47? Because you would have accepted that you had the AK-47.
If like, according to one of their narrations,
let's just stick to this issue of the gun first.
For me, as far as I'm concerned, I was having AK-47, but that AK-47, as a commander, within my premises, AK-47 going around with AK-47 like those private soldiers. If I have any cause to go out of the premises, going out, and I pick my weapon and go.
In fact, Ibrahim Keita said you pointed a pistol at him. You deny that?
I had his testimony.
Yes.
That he came to my office. That I pointed a pistol at him. And I pick Coca-Cola bottle.
No, it's not necessary to rehearse all that. Just answer the question.
It is a false, it is something that has never existed. In the first place, I don't drink Coca-Cola. I don't drink anything that is gastric. So I would have no cause to put a Coca-Cola bottle in my office.
Do you agree that whether you drink Coca-Cola or not, it does not explain why a Coca-Cola bottle should be on your desk or not?
Okay.
You agree?
Because it matters, you know, when that's my office. We don't expect anybody to come there and have drinks with me there in my office. There's a better place there, you know, if I want to entertain somebody, I will take you there and I make drinks. It is assumed that...
Mr. Witness, let's go to the important things. Was it part of the bulldozer paraphernalia to carry masks?
No.
Well, it was part of the jungular paraphernalia. Wasn't that the case?
For the bulldozer?
For the junglers?
Well, Council, I cannot say much about jungle stress.
Council,
look, this is common knowledge. Even walking down the streets, the police here, the police at the stop would carry masks. And half the time they're wearing these masks as part of their uniform.
Police will water do. Ikajele maxwell dum ya nila uniform mulunta nyoya.
For me,
go ahead.
For me, as far as bulldozer is concerned,
mask.
You've
never seen your bulldozers wear masks.
Sometimes when troops are going on escort, the army have this face veil, green face veil. Here you have this blue face veil as well.
That is something that they can.
It's in order for them to prevent this, the wind from entering their nose and mouth, they wrap it around themselves. I have never seen anybody who, because it's not part of the supply, I have never seen anybody put a hook something around himself. I have not seen that.
But a face veil could mean a mask.
I'm responding according to his description. He gave a description.
You also gave a different description.
Yes.
But the same description, all these descriptions can amount to the same thing. A mask and a veil could amount to the same thing.
Yes.
Exactly. So when they say you wore a mask, it could mean that face veil. We're not talking about color. A face veil, as he described it, is not color. Okay, thank you.
It has never happened.
Did you take them to the cemetery?
Never.
Where were they sleeping at night?
These people, when they came the first day, Keta and Fofana came on the 11th. In fact, Fofana's own jumped into 12. For a reason best known to the investigation. Because they wanted the third person, according to them. They slept in Holgam. That's the fact. Subsequent days they have been taken out. For instance, when Alassane Fofana came, at the time of his arrival at Bulldozer, he arrived He arrived at Bulldozer on the 12th. That is 1833 hours.
After Bulldozer till turning flow.
Then all of them were escorted to various police stations. By 20-30 hours.
Yes,
and this escort was made by couple 3661.
And me Samba William couple to 3661 camera.
Mike. Excuse me. That is what would happen on a daily basis.
Sometimes sometimes when they take them to the stations, sometimes they will not come back. If the investigation have nothing for them, instead they will depart from the base to rotate them within this police station. This happens on the 12th, on the 13th, on the 14th, on the 15th, on the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20. Then 21st, I did not see any record about them. Perhaps it was weekend and they did not rotate them.
But for all these days, you saw the record, the entry in the record.
I saw it.
Them being escorted from Holgam to the place where they are going to stay. Don't mind my notes, huh?
Okay. For instance, Ibrahim Aketa. Wrong. Alassane Diallo. They returned with Alassane Diallo. This is SICC and their men returned to Hooligan base together with one Alassane Diallo of Sukuta. On board, moving vehicle registration number BJL 2851H, driven by Lance Wrong, first class 5198 Jaju. And by 2030, couple 3661 Camara left together with offenders, according to the way of the route, offenders to various stations, escorted by 12451 Njai, onboarded vehicle registration number LRR 0287, driven by
you can skip the name.
Yeah, yes.
So did it say which offenders?
We didn't say so.
So, and you are brave enough to tell us that these were Fofana, Diallo, and Keita?
Yes.
Isn't that too brave?
Sorry, sir?
Isn't that too brave? It says offenders.
Maybe that's how the one recording put it. Maybe that's how he put it.
When they were brought in, their names were stated.
That's true.
And when they were going out, their names were not stated.
Because if you look at the interval, we don't have any other suspects, so just referring to them.
But how do we know that? There are no other suspects. There could have been suspects from a previous day.
There was no suspect there.
Give us another example. Show us their names.
Okay, when they were taken to the police station, they did not return. And but on the 13th, around 0027 hours, Ayo Bojang and Bojang GRA, they left the base on board vehicle registration number 2851 and are driven by private Kujabi M. Yes, this when they went to rotate them to various stations.
They would have had to return to base.
Their return is here. This was 0114. Ayo Bojang and Bojang GRA returned to Holgam base. The vehicle registration number 2851. Driven by the same Kujabi.
That is, they have returned without the suspects, without the offenders.
Because when they were going, there was no offenders. They were already at the stations. Okay, I said the first day, where you were telling me you were brave enough. That 20-something hours. When they were taken to the police station, they never returned the following day. Instead, the officers went. These are people who were responsible for their investigation. They moved them from other station to other stations. Sometimes also, it will not be moving them to the stations. But they take food for them and also to check their well-being.
What I'm trying to look at is you record movements, and that is your basis to say that these people were in fact not taken to the cemetery. That is the position you're going to take, isn't it?
That cemetery issue never existed. It was a premeditated statement. Because according to their statement, we took out shovels and spade and I put it in a vehicle and drove to the cemetery. If you look at Holigam and at the cemetery, it's less than 30-second drive.
Not quite.
Well,
the cemetery gate.
The cemetery, even the cemetery gate, because the gate, one of the gate faces bulldozer. It wouldn't make any sense for anyone to waste your fuel, put somebody in. And at the same time also, it wouldn't make any sense. You are going to kill somebody and only one person is armed. Because the people that he was mentioning, that they were two in the center and they were sandwiched, it means two. And I was sitting in front, which means three, plus the driver, which means four. Now the driver out. We were 3 versus 2. And at a point we held a discussion separately when they were standing. Who said that? I heard from the testimony. When they were testifying, I was listening keenly.
Yes. Who said that they had a discussion separately?
No, they said because somebody posed a question whether at any point in time they saw us conversing alone or whatever, and they said yes, it happened.
But did that mean that they were standing apart away from the suspects?
That's what it means, because according to them, they could not hear what we were saying. It means we were a distance from them.
So what is your position about that?
The whole situation made me confused. That I don't even know how to respond, because something that has never existed, you don't even know how to respond to it. I was accused of being drunk, either drunken or taking alcohol or maybe smoke cannabis.
Mr.
Sorry, counsel. Sorry, counsel.
Hold a second. Don't mischaracterize the evidence. What the witness said is the way you are behaving. It looked like
that's what
you may have been under the influence. He did not say that you had actually taken something.
Okay, you know, they have the time to describe me. And my families and my subordinates listen to this statement. I should be given the chance to clear those things. Because it is a burden in me.
Of course, you're being given the chance. Okay, but I don't want you to respond to something that is not the allegation. The allegation is that you were behaving as if you were under the influence. But Mr. Witness, it is quite clear that you are not as calm and as quiet as you are sitting here. But it is not your temperament. That is not who you are. That is not the way you are as a person. Isn't that the case?
I don't understand. I don't hear you well.
You do.
No, honestly.
You are sitting there calm and collected. This is not your usual disposition. You are much more energetic and louder than you are appearing here before the commission. That is the truth, isn't it?
I don't know how to describe myself, honestly, but...
well, you don't know how to describe yourself simply because...
I don't think I'm lousy.
Could you say that?
I don't think I'm lousy. Like they were insinuating.
No, lousy is perhaps not a very nice word to use. And I don't think they're suggesting that you are lousy. No, they're not saying that. They're saying you are very energetic and active, the way you are going about things. You are very businesslike, you are very workmanlike, you are on top of things. You are like a bulldozer
Counsel, that's not what they said. I heard them saying that somebody informed them that I'll be coming late night. But when I appear, I am going to appear like somebody who is drunk, or who has taken drugs, or who are smoking cannabis. This is never true.
Were you present?
Where?
When they were being told that?
When they were being told where? In the TRRC?
They said they were told that by Member.
Yes. I'm saying it's not true. Whether
you cannot know what they were told if you were not there.
What I'm saying, hence now they have said, I'm not saying Bemba did not tell them or whatever. I'm saying Bemba tell them, or they themselves said it. It is not true. I have never drinking alcohol, I have never smoked cigarette, and I have never taken drugs.
Mr. Witness, I have received information describing you at Holgam.
Yes.
You are never the calm and collected person that you are sitting there and calm and so respectful and so. You are never like that. You are electric. You are up and down, controlling the whole situation, terrifying everybody. That's the impression we received. Well, the opinion would not be based on nothing. People would have seen you in action. In fact, one of the lawyers of these suspects came to Holgam and you sent him away. You refused to see him, you refused to grant him access. That is true, isn't it?
I wouldn't know because I'm not always at the gate.
This is an incident in which you can remember all the details. You remember the dates, the times, you remember all the details. It's only the inconvenient bits that you would not remember. Like when the lawyer came and wanted to see these people, you sent them away. He said
Amadou Bojang for bulldozer send him away. I have never met any lawyer and I have never spoken to any lawyer. But I have not gotten any information about any lawyer coming to me. About any lawyer. They could tell him that maybe commander is not there or whatever, but I don't think why would I refuse
because he's the lawyer for these people.
If he's the lawyer,
and you agree that you denied them access to a lawyer?
I did not deny them access to a lawyer.
Yes, you did. But you told the commission that you people looked at the situation and you realized that, well, this was very serious accusations. You have not yet gotten all the evidence, and that's why you violated their rights.
That is true, of course, but that does not mean that I have denied the lawyers, denied them. They themselves
Are you suggesting that their lawyer is lying when he said he came to Holgam and you refused him access? Are you saying that the lawyer lied?
I'm not saying the lawyer lied, but I think I have to be given a fair, this thing to explain myself. Somebody can come in here because you are busy, they may tell you, they may interpret as Esa does not want to see you.
Mr. Bojang, you are working in a disciplined force.
Yes.
With the power to punish and discipline these people, you think any of your security guys would have the audacity to send a lawyer away to say, Mr. Bojang does not want to see you when you did not say so?
But how are you even sure?
Just answer the question, please. I'm not here to answer questions.
Okay.
Answer the question. None of your security would have had the guts to do that. And you know it. The lawyer coming to Holgam to say, I want to see Mr. Bojang, and the security sends the person away in the pretense that you are busy.
But I could not be blamed for that if I have no direct contact with the lawyer.
The lawyer said you refused him access, which is a violation of the rights of the suspects.
Well, for me, as far as I'm concerned, I have never had any interaction or any friction with any lawyer at Bulldozer. I have never had that. Can you remember?
But precisely the point. At Bulldozers, you arrest people. Yes. You have arrested a lot of people.
Yes.
And that is the lawyer's business, to come and free those who are arrested.
Yes.
And you have never had interaction with a lawyer. Doesn't that tell volumes? Doesn't that suggest that you people had no appetite for lawyers coming there at all?
But the question was, when you asked me, I said, yes, lawyers were not coming there. But that does not indicate that we are the people denying them access. Let me tell you one thing about Bulldozer in those days. People misunderstood bulldozer in those days.
More bulldozer faham wo
For the fact that most of the people do not want to associate themselves.
Why is that? Why is it that people do not want to associate?
Because anything that has to do with either General Baji or Jami or whatever, people are always careful.
At the phone from General Baji or
Why is that the case?
I don't know.
Let's stop the pretense, Mr. Bojang. Is it not because of their bad reputation?
Probably it could be the case.
Is it not because these are people who are responsible for killings and disappearances?
Just speak the truth. Yes, according to the TRRC, they are responsible.
Not even the TRRC. What happened in the TRRC is not secret. These are things we had all known for the longest time. Yeah. You all know that those people were responsible for killings and disappearances.
Yes, as far as it was concerned, yes.
Exactly. And these were the same people who were leaders of Holgam, of Bulldozer.
Yes.
Exactly. So,
General Baji.
Of course. And General Baji by extension, Yaya Jammeh.
Okay.
General Baji
I wouldn't agree to that. I don't have.
But who was Commander-in-Chief?
Commander-in-Chief.
Who was Sol Baji answerable to?
Yeah, Sol Baji
Exactly. So Yaya Jammeh was the head. You agree?
Yes.
Good. So nobody wanted to have association with Bulldozer, because it was a notorious force. It was a force that was known for its violence. It was a force known for its brutality. Nobody wanted to associate with it. That's why it was the most feared after junglers.
That's how people understand it.
Well, these witnesses, these two victims, their story is really chilling. Fofana was beaten. Seriously. And that was torture at Holgam. What do you say to that?
I said earlier on, I have no knowledge about their beating. And perhaps those who were alleged to be beating them, I don't want to talk on behalf of them.
Well, Fofana clearly said that you were not involved in beating him. In fact, just at the time he was being beaten, you left.
Fofana ya senandi le kode ite da mantara la bute ure ngore menkala bari wato mene bina damra pour ka bute non kalipa ite tatale.
But you know, you knew at the time that he was going to be beaten.
How did Fofana know that I know that he was going to be beaten? How can he prove that?
Well, I should not answer questions, but I have asked that same question of Fofana, and he said as soon as you left, they surrounded him and started beating him.
If you just left and there is an accident, does it mean that you are the one who caused the accident?
Well, you can stage it for the accident to happen, and that is precisely what he is suggesting.
It may not also be you.
You had torturers at Holgam. That is why these people confessed.
There is no torturer at Holgam. As far as I am concerned, I can speak authoritatively that there is no torturer in Holgam. In fact, I am one who stand against torture or whatever beating or whatever nature in Holgam. I am totally against bribery and corruption in Holgam.
Mr. Witness, how could you explain these people who you treated so well? You said they were happy. You treated them so well.
Yes.
These are the same people who would turn around to say you threatened them. And you unlawfully detained them.
When these people came to Holgam, after their confession, they were planning or they were securing their release. And as far as I'm concerned, I was not ready to compromise that. So that they will not go to court. What I informed them was, go and prove your innocence before the court. They were not happy with this. When they secure bail, one of my relatives in Sukuta, Alasan sent him to me, sent her to me, and told her that he is thanking me for all the efforts that I have done for them. But they want me to leave this case, and so that the case can just die down. And what I responded to that relative, I am not the one to decide whether they are innocent or not. Even though before the law, they are innocent. They have been investigated. Sorry. They have been investigated. A case file was built. How would I look like if I turned around again and said, drop this case? I may put my position in danger. And when this message was extended to them, they are not happy with me. Why I know that they are not happy with me? One of my relatives traveled to Casamas. And they went there for this ziara.
Who went there for this ziara?
Two of my relatives. When they went for the ziara, they met, by their description, they don't know the name. But according to them, we went to Bulldozer. We asked Amadou Bojang to forgive us. He refused. But we will teach him a lesson. And when he told me this, I was confused. I cannot remember because there are so many cases that happened. I cannot remember who is the person. When I was called by the TRRC and saw these people on TV, my mind went straight.
Mr. Witness, how many cases have you guys treated in Holgam?
I cannot remember.
In the hundreds?
I cannot remember.
More than 100?
I cannot remember.
More than 200?
I cannot remember.
More than 300?
Of course, far less than that. I cannot just remember, but it's far less than that.
And suddenly, of all the cases that were treated at Holgam, your mind only went to this one. Because by the explanation, it is pertaining to this case in Sukuta. The man is in Sukuta. What you explained, you have never mentioned anything Sukuta at all. Yes, because my explanation was not completed. How many such cases did you have from Sukuta? As far as I can remember, only case that somebody came to appeal was only this case. So I assume that is this case. Is this but Mr. Witness, you were told this a long time ago. And you knew that the only case appeal from Sukuta is these people. Yet it did not occur to you that it is these people until the TRRC called you. You want us to believe that? It does not really make sense. It does not make sense.
It makes sense because he who feels it knows it.
Well, he who feels it are these people who were tortured in your office by your subordinates. And the thing is, you cannot say that Keita and Fofana wanted to lie against you. Because if they wanted to lie against you, they could have simply said that you tortured them. But they did not.
They are lying. The statement that I have here, if you go to paragraph 22, it reads Alassane Diallo, all power. The victim said you and your team took them to the cemetery in the morning, where you ordered your team to break the cemetery padlock.
For your information,
yes,
the two witnesses who testified have even agreed that Alassane lied in that statement. Because Alassane adopted their story. He wasn't there.
Because nothing happened. They all narrated the same life stories. They were interdependent when they were, and that's why their stories look similar.
These two witnesses clearly said that Alassane lied. They said Alassane lied. Alassane adopted what happened to them because they have explained it to Alassane. And we have tested it. These two people, their stories are identical. Alassane's story is different. They said Alassane lied, but they said you took them to the cemetery.
Okay, now there are people who were mentioned to be part of the vehicle and to be inside the vehicle who took them to the cemetery.
All of you at Holgam would deny.
If that would be the concept of the commission, then commission will do the concept.
Mr. Witness, just answer the question. Okay? My job is to ask you questions and for you to answer. Don't start characterizing the commission. You don't know how the commission thinks, how it operates. You don't know how they are going to arrive at their conclusions. Thank you very much. Right. We ask questions to test your story, so that the commissioners would be able to make an assessment and determine who is truthful or who is not truthful. And be rest assured that as council we take no position in these things. We ask difficult questions because we have to test the story. These two witnesses, they are both consistent that they said you took them out there at 3 a.m. And it's not recorded in the book.
It is not recorded because it's not part of the activities.
But it's not all activities that are recorded. And I have checked the book. Keita was taken to Sukuta to arrest Fofana. It is recorded, but Keita's name is not mentioned at all. But he was taken out, it's not mentioned.
Normally, what happened when we are...
You accept that it's not mentioned?
Yes, it's not mentioned, but...
Exactly, fine. Just hold it again. Fofana was also taken to go and arrest Alassane. The team was stated. Fofana was not mentioned. And so you would agree that it's not every time that these suspects are taken out that it's recorded. You agree?
This suspect at any point in time that they have been transported from place to place. Equally also the police stations that they...
What happens? What happens? Because what you said is incomplete. These suspects, each time they are being transported from place to place?
Yes, they are recorded. Okay, I'm sorry.
Come and show me in this book where it is recorded that Kerr was taken to go and arrest.
No, that is not there. That is not written there. Written there.
So you then you withdraw what you said. What you said is not true.
That's the point that I was trying to make. That if they are going to arrest, normally they record the senior man's name and the rest are men.
Mr. Witness, you say the men referring to your own people.
Yes.
You don't say men referring to suspects or detainees. You agree that on this particular occasion the detainees' name, the detainees' movement was not mentioned. So what you therefore said, that all movements of detainees is recorded, is not true.
In that context, yes.
And equally, them being removed from Holgam and taken to the Carnifing Cemetery, if it happened at all, is something that may not have been recorded.
Like I said, even some of my movements here, I am not aware of them being recorded.
Just hear me out. Just wait. With that answer, it's therefore suggest that you cannot use this record as defense that these people were not taken to Carnifing Cemetery because it's not recorded.
What cemetery issue has never happened, Council?
But just answer the question. You have said that. You have said it has never happened, but just answer the question.
Yes.
You agree that you cannot use this register as defense to the accusation that you took them to the cemetery because the register does not indicate that you took them out.
Yes, of course, we cannot rely only on the evidence of the register.
So you agree that the records of the register is in fact incomplete?
Yeah, because it failed to mention their names. And everybody who is not part of it may not understand.
But not only that, it does not even record your own movements.
There are a lot of my movements being recorded.
And equally, that movement of yours from Holgam to the cemetery, if it occurred at all, may not have been recorded. So clearly it's not recorded.
It may also be recorded.
But clearly it's not recorded. Just like your other movement is not recorded.
Most of my movements, as far as I'm concerned, I'm even seeing some of my movements, I'm never aware that they have been recorded. So I wouldn't be able to take count to measure whether all my movements are recorded.
But it was your own suggestion that some of your movements were not recorded.
I never said that. Some of my movements were recorded.
If you well, by saying some, you're obviously excluding others.
Because I'm not sure 100% that everything has been captured.
Looking at the register, on that night, you went out after 1 a.m.
Which night?
The night of the 11th, going to the 12th.
I could remember I went out
I
think so.
Yes,
I believe.
I know you studied the register because this was in your possession. Can you provide that? Did you go out again after that night, after that time? Well, let's check. Let's check what happened. No, not this one. Just a moment. Yes, Captain Bojang.
Captain Bojang.
You left the base
at
1:25 on the 12th. 1:25 a.m. Where could you have gone?
This was done by, we go to the checkpoints, and we also go on patrols. When we send checkpoints,
Where was the closest checkpoint?
Checkpoint
perhaps the closest checkpoint to Bulldozer was around the traffic light.
Traffic light checkpoint Bulldozer.
It will take you minimum 30 minutes to go back and forth.
Sometimes I even stay more than 30 minutes.
And where would you go for patrol?
Normally we go out in a team.
But this did not say that you went with a team.
If I can see the...
Just a moment. Look at entry 7 and 8 of 12 May. This is 1:25 in the morning.
Yes.
It is not like that hour where you...
I cannot remember this because it's I left 1:25, I returned
1:30.
1:30.
And that is good enough time.
125 murunta na 130.
That is good enough time to leave Holgam, go to the cemetery, spend some time, and return, because as far as you're concerned, it takes 30 seconds to drive there and 30 seconds to come back, 1 minute.
But the situation that they have explained here, that they left 3 a.m.
They
left the base 3 a.m.
That is their belief.
That is what they've stated. And they are back around 4. And if you look at all the things that they have explained, that could not have fit within 5 minutes. Because I stopped at the gate, according to them, and perhaps instructed them to say their last prayers. And we also made some discussions. And I questioned Musa and ordered my men to break the padlock.
You are mixing testimonies. Discount Alasan. They said he was in there. Just focus on the two testimonies.
All these activities could not be fit 5 minutes. And also return back to base.
The activities you just described, you've described them on a 1 minute. They can occur in 5 minutes.
And so as far as I'm concerned, the issue of cemetery has never existed in this world.
That is your testimony.
That is my testimony.
You deny it completely.
Completely I deny it.
But the thing is, yes, even this cemetery thing,
yes,
it's just a threat.
Yes.
That you are alleged to have made.
Yes.
The most concrete violation,
yes,
is their unlawful detention and the torture.
And I admit that. I admit that they were detained over the time. So I think I would have even taken a honor that the final this thing, I have forgiven them. I could have explained that yes, I did it, and I forgive them because of this.
Mr. Witness, you are in no position to forgive anybody. No. If there is anything, you ought to beg them for their forgiveness.
No.
Because you unlawfully detained.
No. What I'm saying was, while at the cemetery, they said that I have forgiven them not to execute them any longer. So that could have been a honor for me. That at least I have done bad, but I have done something good.
How could anyone take honor from that?
No, what I'm saying, okay, let me use another word. Maybe I could have said, okay, at least I have done something good.
But it would have been mighty. It would have been mighty embarrassing and utterly disappointing for you to have done that, wouldn't it?
It would have been a disappointment on my side.
And precisely the point. Like most people would behave, they would deny it because it is disappointing behavior.
But I think what is more disappointing here, it is to admit that I have detained these people beyond the time. They have not accused me for killing them. They have not accused me for killing them. They only said I wanted to kill them. And thank God they are alive.
But I
owe it to this commission to tell them the facts. That if it has not happened, I would not say it has happened. It has never happened.
We have heard your story. You said it has never happened. The commission would weigh what you've said and what the witnesses, the victims have said. And the commission would make a finding. But you accept that violation of rights was normal at Holgam?
Their detention as a violation was not normal. It was not correct.
It was unlawful. But things like this used to happen. Correct?
Well, I cannot recall anybody who has been detained beyond 3, because sometimes when other people come, we just charge them and give them. Honestly.
Well, are you prepared to take responsibility for all the unlawful detentions that happened at Holgam? The commission investigators would analyze the activity register.
Commission la kisikisirla ni register ni na ko ni ba jubira ya korosi ya tame ya juwe
and would extract the list of all unlawful detentions.
And mol men yalan ko ye sindije luanda ya kan ale men mudare sindije dol be tol bondi da kono le.
And in fact, Mr. Witness, we have received another information from a Pasule Iseka who was brought at Holgam and manhandled by you and your men.
I cannot remember this person.
For now, the only thing you are prepared to accept is the illegalities of the detentions. But you know how bad these illegal detentions can also be.
Because it has happened. When it has happened,
no, just answer the question. You know firsthand how bad these illegal detentions can be.
I'm not aware.
Well, you lost your child because you were unlawfully detained.
Yes.
So do you therefore know firsthand how painful this can be? Would you answer now, please? Would you answer now?
Yes, I know.
When it happened to you, you felt bad. You were angry with the president, then president, for doing that to you.
Yes.
But you did it to other people just because you wanted to satisfy that same president.
I'm not satisfied. I was not satisfied with the president.
Well, you told, just a moment, you told the commission that you had to save your job. So you had to detain these people there until you get to the bottom of it. You forgot you told that, the commission.
I cannot remember saying I saved my job.
Yes, you did say that. You said you had to make sure that you did this because you had to protect yourself.
I could talk like that. I could not recall all what I said.
Well, I recall what you said because I am paying full attention to what you say.
It is the responsibility of the security officers.
What security officers?
It is the responsibility of the security officers of this country, which include members of bulldozer, and so the security of this country. And also, if there is any threat to the president, it doesn't matter how he is. As far as he is democratically elected, I think professionally, no matter whether he has done anything bad or not, the Constitution has mandated us. And perhaps that is the reason why we acted to arrest for that threat. I'm sorry. Let me so that I'm not confusing you. We are not mandated by the Constitution to violate any portion of it. So in the execution of my duty,
just hold a second. We know you are entrusted with the security of this state. But we did not entrust you with the responsibility to violate our rights.
Exactly.
So you cannot hide behind security issues to violate the rights of the people.
I'm not hiding.
What you did was wrong.
Yeah, illegal detention is wrong.
It cannot be justified.
Maybe perhaps the reasons we can only give reasons, but if they are not in conformity with the law, it's wrong.
So you agree that it was not justified by law? Under the law.
Because the Constitution has a stipulated time, so it is not correct.
Do you regret what you have done?
Yes, of course.
Would you apologize to these people for unlawfully detaining them?
Yes, I will do.
Would you ask for their forgiveness?
Yes, I will do.
I have no further questions for this witness, but Mr. Witness, remember that this issue of the tortures would be further investigated, and you have your chance to say what actually happened, and you have denied them completely. So just be prepared to live with the consequences of further evidence emerging on this particular issue.
I am prepared for any consequences as far as this allegation level against me is concerned, the ones that I have denied, that if they happen to be true, I am prepared to face any consequences, because I know they are not true.
Nonetheless, you have violated the rights of at least 3 Gambians.
Yes, as far as my responsibility is concerned, as the commander, I take the responsibility. I am the one in charge, so whatever comes in that institution,
Mr. Witness, this is... I think the favorite line of the army is to hide behind command responsibility. This is not command responsibility. This is individual direct responsibility. You ordered their detention. You kept them in detention. You cannot blame it on command responsibility.
Kamu fawalem itale moti mi alon ko itale yamaro di pour yam amare sindi dula killing so ita fala no ko komi yamaro nya bulat abadan santala bulata nyono ita kundinga fuma ya
commandati. I am the command, so I am saying I am the command. I am not blaming it up or down. I am the command. I am the one. I was the one in charge, so I take the full responsibility. That's what I was saying.
You are not taking responsibility because you are commander. You are taking responsibility because you ordered and directed their detention. You ensured their detention. Individual responsibility is different from command responsibility.
In
this regard, I am in command responsibility, so I cannot.
I am sorry to disappoint you. This is not command responsibility. This is individual responsibility. Perhaps maybe, Mr. Chair, the Commission should recommend that the Army be instructed in these things, because it does not look like these concepts are well understood by the officer corps in the Army.
So Chair, my community is a cocoon de Mialanco, a soldier Bunda, Yamarala, Puria, Café de Mialanco, Sela, more Londala, Kendeke, Katakam Toko, more Karo Fahambak.
But let me make it a whole lot easier. Do you accept personal responsibility for the unlawful detention of these people?
Matangake Sonia, for Ibatale Kung Fele Bang, Kafugo Sang, Italy Atina, New Mol Mialanco, Cindy Blacking.
So I want you to clarify this concept for me before I answer the question. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm not acting in my personal capacity. I'm working for this nation. And I'm entrusted a responsibility. And that discharging that responsibility, if there is a right violation within that, my understanding is, hence I am the commander, and that they have been detained beyond. That is why I said I take responsibility as commander of bulldozer. But perhaps I may crave your indulgence to.
Perhaps, Mr. Chair, I should just break it down very easily for this witness. This is not a class to instruct the soldiers on the law of responsibility. But I would break it down for you. And the easiest test is whether the responsibility arises from your personal conduct or it arises from the conduct of other people.
Say, Sonia. Because it's on the Yaminating. For Kule Mialango, it fonle a cafe, walla fo, Yamarole Mialanka, Bota Santola, a far for the
whether it arises from the conduct of other people.
O komi mole ake Mialanko, ila manya kang walat na ketawanyam.
I'm not sure whether that is very correct either. And the test is whether there is anything that you have personally done which has given rise to liability. Like you order something. You personally did it. Or you conspired with other people. Any contribution that you have made for a particular consequence to occur. You are individually responsible. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
So the concept of command responsibility will come if you know that your subordinates are going to do something and you did not stop it and they do it, that is command responsibility. Or your subordinates do something you did not know they were going to do it, but you later realized that they did it. It's a violation of the law. And you did not prevent it from happening, or you did not punish it when you noticed. That is command responsibility. So command responsibility has two limbs. Failure to prevent, or failure to punish. The conduct of subordinates. That is command responsibility. It's individual responsibility. If you have contributed to the acts that are prescribed. So you see the difference. In this particular occasion, you ordered the arrest, you ordered the detention. The fact that you ordered it removes it from the box of command responsibility and puts it squarely on your shoulders as an individual. You understand now?
I understand.
So you are individually responsible for the unlawful detention of these people.
Yes.
Could you answer now?
Yes.
So would you apologize to them? Could you answer now?
Yes, I will.
Thank you very much. Before we move further, Mr. Chair, let me put in the exhibits. Mola, could you give me the statements and the other register?
There's one that I have signed.
Mr. Witness, how many, do you still have other material belonging to Holgam? Do you still have other documents belonging to Holgam?
These are the most significant ones. The rest are just maybe perhaps reading materials or whatever.
Could you surrender them to the TRRC investigators? And your certificate? Mr. Chair, may I ask that the statement of the witness be exhibited as Exhibit 197?
You say D as in David?
197, Exhibit 197.
Yeah, sure. That's what I have.
And the register, the diary from 24 March 2016 to 24 May 2016 with Exhibit 197A. And the second diary from 22nd May 2016 should be Exhibit 197B. And the choir book showing the movement of the suspects should be Exhibit 197C.
Why do you call it a choir book?
A what?
Why do you call it the choir book?
A choir book. Well,
oh, sorry. Yes,
yes, choir book. Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. No further questions from the witness.
The witness
and the list of liars should be Exhibit 197D.
But that was not the promise.
No, the promise was to keep it away from the public.
Okay.
Huh?
All right.
Okay.
No, the commissioners have yet seen that one. Thank you, Commissioner Kerr. Council, the Chair would request that we make sure that these documents that have just been exhibited shall never go back to the witness.
Yes, it would not.
Okay, fine. And at some point, if we think that the last one should be sealed for a certain number of years, then we will discuss that at the end of our proceedings.
Indeed. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Counsel. Thank you, witness, for coming to testify.
At
one point, last time, a few minutes of your testimony, you were saying that something on behalf of all sections of the security services.
The
words were that we are not mandated by the Constitution to torture. Well, the Constitution expressly prohibits you from doing that in Section 21. Gives them freedom of, from torture to every person in the territorial jurisdiction of the Gambia. Section 21 says very clearly, no person shall be subject to torture or inhuman degrading punishment or other treatment. That's an express prohibition from torturing. Commissioners, if you have any questions to ask witness, please indicate. If not, Mr. Bojang, if you have any concluding remarks to make, please proceed to make them now.
This time around, I would like my concluding remarks in local language.
You may please proceed.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
I thank God.
Na alatentu.
I thank God.
Tumumin nan nata nanjang.
By the time that I am here to
Purkana kanandang ku TRRC la.
come and answer to the TRRC.
Mbe Commissioner Sisa Kontona na doku nyolo.
I am sending my greetings to Commissioner Kinte and his colleagues.
Lead Council Kondona.
I am greeting the lead council SFR.
I
am praying for you the good work that you are doing for God to help you complete it. I am saying to the Gambian people, the reason why I am called before the TRRC is the time that I was working at the bulldozer. Because there are some rules or laws that were violated. That is, we have apprehended some people and we have apprehended them for so long, and the law does not allow that. And I have accepted that that is not correct. Because I have took the Quran and swore, then I should not say something here that is not true.
Ibrahim Keta
and Musa Fofana. Human being is not perfect.
And Commission Jang approved and
it has been proven here that you have been detained for more than 14 days. And that is in contravention to the laws. And based on that reason, I am begging for forgiveness. For the reason being all the time that you have spent in your detentions. I want you to forgive me. You, including your family members. Human being is not perfect. Anyone who is working, you can make mistake at any time. So by detaining somebody for more than 14 days, that is in contravention to the law. And I did not do the right thing there. And based on that, I have offended you people. And I'm asking for forgiveness for you people to forgive me. My family that are watching me now, and my loved ones, and those soldiers that are working under me, anyone who has something that saddens you, I am asking you to forgive me. You know, being a leadership is like that. Sometimes you can be a leader. Certain things will occur that is in contravention to the rules and procedures. In the event such things happen, you should accept the truth. This commission is established. They are not here to witch hunt anybody. But they want to know what has happened, how it happened, so that it will not occur tomorrow. And by today, I will not make myself very big. Come and sit before this commission here. I see myself as a senior officer.
ngata kenin alatema
I took the Quran and swore to it between me and Allah.
ngana jibe ko kule miyalon ko naddo ko kuna ketale barani sarato manta.
And I have come to realize that it is something that has happened during my work and it will not go well with the rules and regulations.
ngabala wala
And I then refused that. That is not being a good Muslim.
That
is not a humanitarian. A human being, you should lower yourself. If I did anything to anyone, anyone who is not happy about my conduct, by then I was working as a bulldozer officer. I am asking all of you for forgiveness. And as I it's just we are working for our country. And the law, you cannot be known to all the rules and regulations of the law. You can do something and you will not realize that it is against the law. And maybe that action has affected so many people. And I'm not aware of it. I am asking all of you for forgiveness. Even though there are people who came here or they don't even appear before the commission, I am asking all of you for forgiveness. I have thanked God. I have been working for 30-something years. I have never killed somebody. It never made me to take a stick to hit somebody. Then if I have did something that is not in order with the law, I should accept that. And I have accepted it. Musa Fofana, I know you are a Jaranka. I know yesterday you have spoken and you were very angry with me. I didn't take that as anything. I am just asking you to forgive me. You know, because of the banter made between Nyomi and Jara. All the difficulties and hardship you have during the time of your detention. Mr. Keta, I have heard you have narrated your story here. And you were also very angry. I am asking you people for forgiveness. I want you people to forgive me. It is very clear to me that under the law, that what I did is not in accordance with the law. That is to say, I have detained you people for more than 14 days. After that, in this country, I am also begging for forgiveness. This TRRC, the recommendation that they will make, they should really observe about the security of it. Because if you look at it in this country, the way and manner the security issue is handled in this country, it looks like the knowledge is not much. And based on that, it does not only affect the citizens of this country, but also it affects the people who are working in the security sector. Also, I am appealing to you for you to appeal to the government. They stand these academics, military academy, police academy, from military academies to police academy, so that we can see. By the time it will be phased out from the army. By the time it will be phased out from the army, those who will take over from us, they will be highly privileged. They will be highly privileged, so that they can do the work the way it's supposed to be. I am appealing to everyone for these my people that are sitting down. They are all the people that are watching. I am stopping here. I am just appealing for forgiveness. To show to Musa and Kijera. And also Alasan Jallo's family. I am asking you people for forgiveness. Forgive me. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, Mr. Bojang, for coming to testify before the Commission.
Mr. Bojang, ilana Commission nyatelima prokela sede andiro di.
This testimony brings us to the end of our focus, which has been a detailed one on the National Intelligence Agency. There may be some residuals or remaining issues concerning NIA that may come up.
Askeno fendol be ko mala miyan ko abetara NIA la karola minis asike will be na la kotembe folale.
But this sustained focus brings us, is ending this afternoon. We have given this much attention to the NIA because for the 22 years it has been at the center of what tragedy befell this country. Since October 2nd, it's almost 4 good months. We had nearly 70 witnesses. Comprising victims, perpetrators, adversely mentioned persons, and the former senior officers of the NIA. The 70 witnesses comprise this group. We will give you a bit more detail on what happened during the past 4 months. Yeah. We'll give you that statement hopefully on Monday. So tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we would start a new theme. And as we said a few days ago, that focus would be on the West African migrants. So we will resume our proceedings on that tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Thank you all very much for your attention. Meeting is adjourned. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
When we touch down, better broke down.
Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
That's how she became mine and see the
For all your pastry, bakery, and quality food, CK Restaurant is the only place to be. We do catering for birthdays, weddings, and all related services. We have all kinds of local foods, American, European, and even beyond. Come and have a taste of our local juice, ebe, and other services. At CK Restaurant, customer satisfaction is our priority.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la skincare la 2020 lañ wax de waaw fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache perfect skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek loo lañ soxlaati rek maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi waxee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw skincare plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skincare products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentee tamit si ay dàlla man waaye man nag skincare mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner, Kiwi Eye, the whole range, Lighten Up Gold, Tomatine. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on and on. Lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox. Skincare plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu ngi United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes, you know, fragrances, men's shirts, accessories. We do dresses as well. We do blouses. I mean, we do shoes. Name it, we do them. Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection. Zero task. Fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème picture boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii.